Greetings, everyone, and welcome to We Are ACEDS, streaming live on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. My name is Mike Quartararo, and I am the president of ACEDS. Today, we're going to be joined momentarily by Sergey Demyanov. He is the founder and CEO of Beagle. We'll get into his background a little bit in a minute. But first, I just want to let everyone know that you can go to discoverbeagle.com to learn more about Beagle's offerings. We'll get into that as well in a minute. Now, Beagle recently became one of our newest affiliate partners. We value our partners and the software and services they bring to the ACEDS community. So we thought it'd be really great to highlight what Beagle is up to, spend a few minutes with Sergey and get his views on the latest trends in the industry. Sergey, thank you for making the time to join us today.
Hi, Michael. Thank you for having me.
All right. I always like to begin with a little bit about our guests. So, Sergey, could you please share with our listeners a little bit about your career journey and how you found yourself to be working in this industry we call e-discovery?
Absolutely. I have a technical background and I have a PhD in machine learning. I was mostly focused on computer vision problems, but in the meantime, I was looking at what's happening in the adjacent areas, and I was pretty fascinated by the advancements happening in natural language processing and reasoning. And I was thinking that this is something that could definitely be applied for real-world tasks, and the legal industry was one of the obvious areas of application. So I spoke with a friend of mine who is a practicing litigator, and we discussed where exactly this could be applied. And he said that the current tools that he is using and his team is using all the time, they are very far from being great. People spend a lot of time on tools that don't work as expected. They work over time. And most importantly, they spend a lot of time on routine tasks, which can possibly be automated. And this is how the idea of Beagle started. And this is why we started to work on this problem with the goal to automate routine tasks and maximize the efficiency of attorneys' hours.
Awesome. Innovation in this space is something we all look forward to, and I'm happy to have you on. I'm happy to talk a little bit about what you've developed. But let's start with the big news, right? ACEDS and Beagle have officially partnered. You've become our latest affiliate partner. Sergey, what can you share about why this partnership is meaningful to you and what you hope to accomplish in this partnership?
Absolutely. We are very proud to partner with ACEDS, and ACEDS is the organization focused on delivering the most informative resources to the legal professionals in e-discovery. And we are happy to partner because, well, first of all, we can contribute to this education. And second, we get access to ACEDS members who can learn more about Beagle and its capabilities. And all of these people, they are very relevant potential customers to us. So that's why we are happy to be partners.
Yeah, no, and we're happy to have you. Tell us a little bit about Beagle, because people may not know. What is Beagle? What do you do? How do you do it? And why should listeners reach out to you and to the Beagle team for their e-discovery needs?
Sure. So Beagle is the AI native e-discovery platform built from the ground up. And it is capable of performing all e-discovery tasks starting from the moment where the data has been collected, meaning that we ingest this data, we duplicate them, we enable sort of searches, we provide capabilities for document review, either manual or automated. And automated means that the documents will be reviewed using the most recent state-of-the-art technologies in AI, in particular state-of-the-art large language models. We can enable automated redactions. We use state-of-the-art OCR tools. And of course, when it comes to production, we do that as well with all the set of capabilities to achieve the results that is needed.
And so, I mean, you alluded to it a little bit, obviously filling a need in the industry, but what inspired you to launch this company? And is there some particular problem that you're solving in the industry that, some other software service provider is not solving?
Yes. So as I mentioned before, one of our goals, our major goal is to maximize the efficiency of attorneys' work, and we achieve that first by providing the user-friendly interface, which is built with all the AI capabilities in mind already. So it's very simple to use the AI tools that we have on the platform. And second is by automating the routine tasks that people usually perform. First of all, it's of course doc review, but it's not only that. So it's all about maybe some minor things like identifying senders who may not be relevant. Like, okay, this is kind of another part of review. Or in terms of ECA, asking questions about documents which can be asked using natural language, or asking the same questions about people and getting the responses in a format that enables to get information quickly and also to verify it quickly. So it's all about doing your tasks efficiently, where Beagle provides enables you to ask high-level questions, get high-level responses, and being able to verify all of this.
And so you're marketing Beagle's approach to AI in e-discovery as somewhat unique. Can you walk us through how your technology works, how and why it matters in the legal landscape today?
Yes, of course. So for document review, we are not just focused on very specific tasks like review for responsiveness or review for privilege, but rather we provide a very flexible interface where user can get whatever results they want, which are limited pretty much only by their kind of imagination for what they want to get from the documents. And we achieve this by enabling natural language questions, B, choosing the format of the data they want to extract, and the format can vary from, well, obviously yes or no type of questions to text, to dates, numbers, etc. And moreover, if users can extract information in a structured format from the documents, they can also do that. So we have these capabilities to specify how this structured output should look like, what kind of types of the data they expect, how many they expect, and Beagle will do this work for them. That's one of the major advancements of the Beagle platform that we provide. For example, it could be useful for personal information extraction. If someone wants to look at a bunch of documents, identify all pieces of PII, and then what we also do is, in particular in the case of PII, we may combine this information across documents, get like a list of records for all people mentioned there with all the links to where this information is found. Beagle also provides that.
And so is there anything in particular that stands out to you that sort of differentiates Beagle software from others? Obviously you've seen the marketing of all the Gen AI tools in the legal space. Is there something that sticks out to you as a differentiator?
I haven't seen these kind of capabilities which I mentioned in other tools, but I'm not a specialist in other tools. But this is what our customers find pretty useful when we talk about how Beagle can help them in their tasks.
All right, appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so just more generally speaking, education is a really big part of what ACEDS does. It's a key pillar of our relationship with Beagle. In your experience, what knowledge gaps or misconceptions do legal teams have when it comes to adopting Gen AI, and how can we address those through our partnership?
Yes, great question. So the way how Gen AI works assumes that people need to provide their instructions and get the responses. And most of the time, it is very critical to draft these instructions in a way which enables them to get the results they want. This is a pretty specific skill, and it takes some learning of how to draft such instructions. There are general considerations how this to be done. Like, for example, if you talk about some specific acronyms, you need to explain what these acronyms are. If this is some information which is not generally available on the internet, it's important to provide the context about that. If you want, again, results in a specific format, unless it is coded in the user interface like it's done in us, it's important to also describe like what kind of format of the output you want to get, and so on and so forth. It takes some practice, and I believe this is what many of the legal professionals would need to learn. It's also important to understand how exactly the technology works and what kind of limitations it has, which helps from all sorts of sides. Like you need to know how it affects the cost if you apply it. You need to understand the concepts of like overfitting, even though it's in case of Gen AI, it's much more difficult to overfit than if you do it otherwise. There are some concepts which users need to learn when they use Gen AI for whatever task they might find it useful. We would be able to help with that. And I believe this is going to be pretty important.
I appreciate that. Listen, one of the biggest barriers, I think, to the adoption of artificial intelligence tools, and we keep hearing about this, ideas around trust, whether it's accuracy, transparency, or the ability to defend what you've done using an AI-based tool. How does Beagle help build that trust with its users?
Sure. So Beagle understands that the results, especially those results which are affecting productions, they need to be defensible. And that's why we utilize the frameworks which established their validity for TAR technology. What does this mean? Like when someone applies Gen AI for doc review, they have an ability to do the quality control to validate the results in such a way that as a result, they would get the numbers for recall, precision, illusion rates with all the confidence intervals associated with those. And when they go to the court, having these numbers already, they can be confident that they can explain of why the decisions have been made in a particular way and why this production is valid. The similar approach is applied to TAR when clients explain why certain documents, for example, have not been reviewed just because they have a low score, and again they have all these numbers in place. It's good that the courts have already accepted, and it became a practice to accepting this kind of validation results. So I think with this current new wave of technology, it would take less time. But the Gen AI tools, they have another advantage. because they can communicate with the user in a natural language, for each result they provide, they can also generate a reasoning of why a certain decision has been made, which makes it much easier to verify the results on the individual level. And this is what we also have in our platform. Users are able to view the reasoning and see if there are any gaps in the ability of the LM, which is very unlikely or most likely how they can adjust the instructions to get better results.
Yeah, and I'm reminded of like when technology assisted review, predictive coding, whatever came out, it really required a high level of technical skill to understand what's going on. I think what makes these generative AI tools more adoptable, if that's a phrase, is that it's kind of intuitive, right? Natural language. You ask a question, you get an answer. It's easier to use, and now with the tools, sort of showing their work, as they say, it's making it even more user friendly.
Yeah, and I think one aspect which greatly helps with the adoption is that the same models that we use and other vendors use, they are also powering popular chat applications like ChatGPT.
Exactly.
So people, they already have experience of using them, so they know what to expect from these models in particular, and that's why I believe it would be much quicker to adapt this to the tasks they have at work.
Yeah, it's very accessible, and that's important.
Exactly.
All right, looking ahead, where do you see generative AI having the biggest impact in e-discovery and/or litigation support?
Yeah. Well, I still believe that the biggest impact would be in automating doc review. So we haven't yet reached the moment when this became a widely accessible technology in terms of like having this as a standard practice for productions. So I believe we are still at the stage where companies are more like evaluating how it works and like what are the limitations of it. But ultimately, we are going to be in a situation where the litigation process will start from connecting to the sources of data, like the M365 or Google environments, whatever communication tools are used. And as the input, we would get, the request for productions or other high-level description of what needs to be collected. And this could probably be done in place, like, the data that would get to the platform, they would be automatically kind of reviewed by the models for relevance, for privileged, and so on. And like we would have this integrated workflow where people would obviously validate the results. So I think we are never going to go away from like the scenario where where people need to look at the results and validate them. So we are never going to be in a fully automated world, but a huge portion of processing and reasoning about the documents would happen in place, and people would just looking at those results and making sure they are correct and nothing is missing.
Yeah, I call it semi-autonomous review. That's what I call it.
Yes, I think it's a good name.
Yeah. All right, we're almost out of time. But before we go, is there anything interesting? Any new developments? Any big conferences you're going to? Anything you want to share with the audience today?
So Beagle is going to be present at ILT Evolve. If someone wants to speak with me at this event, please reach out, and we have information. We have links to book a meeting with me at this event. Yeah, I would be happy to show you the demo. Yeah, we have great advancements in the ways of how we apply AI to simplifying the process of early case assessment as well, which we are going to release pretty soon. Yes, again, please reach out to me, and I would be happy to show what we have.
And listen, I forgot to ask you, what is the significance of the company name Beagle? Does that have a particular relevance or importance to you?
Well, I don't have a Beagle.
Okay.
However, one of our co-founders had, and we also like this name because, well, first of all, Beagle is a very smart dog, which is great at searching things. And second, it sounds a little bit like legal. It sounds a little bit like Google. So it all makes sense in the context of what we do.
No, that's good. It's great branding. All right, Sergey, how do people get in touch if they're interested in reaching out to you?
Yes, please go to our website, discoverbeagle.com, and you can book meetings with me, either virtual call at the convenient time for you, or again, we can meet physically at ILTA Evolve and the ILTA conference as well, which is going to be later in August.
Got it. All right, this has been great. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you so much for your time. If you are interested in our short form video interviews like this one, you can find We Are ACEDS live streams in your LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook feeds. And of course, you can check out the ACEDS YouTube channel where you can watch previous interviews. As always, thank you everyone for joining us today, and be kind to one another.
Thank you for having me.